All right, guys. Paul Singh, the market speculator, with the trade report for Wednesday, January 27th, 2016. Let's look at SPY here. Remember, we got this big hammer here right at that major support level. Got a nice quick bounce. There was a little concern here on this pullback. But remember, these things, they're going to consolidate here often. And the question has been for us, is it going to form a W pattern? Is it going to ramp right away? Is it going to consolidate? Is it going to fail? And we're kind of positioning ourselves for all of these things, except failure right now. We wouldn't enter a short unless it really failed this 180 to 182 level. But we've played this three ways in terms of taking profits quick, riding a couple out, and taking a couple a little later. So continuing that idea here, and we had a nice day yesterday, so this doesn't look so bad anymore. We closed above the previous day's high here and way off the low, so that's good. We're at 190, we're above the 9 EMA. So looking pretty good here, and let's see if we can continue from here, and that would get me to start adding some positions here. And as this bounce has played out, I've been watching for what's reacting really well, and every day, again, we started talking about, keeping it simple, just focusing on some indexes, oil, and maybe a few stocks like the FANG stocks, but every day, one or two stocks pop up that are interesting, especially during earnings. And then if we look here during earnings season every day, I kind of have an idea of what stocks are having earnings, but you really want to see what react well. So I'm looking at 5% winners and losers, and there's a scan at the end of the day. But pre-market, I like to see what's popping here, both to the downside and upside, and just kind of scan the ones that I'm familiar with. And for day trading, I'll get a little deeper because I trade morning gappers. But for the swing, I'll go through here and, okay, HA is a airline stock I've traded before, up 7%, must have had good earnings, and I'll go a little deeper into it. Ralph Lauren here, 115, 5%. SUNE, this is a commonly day traded stock, so this might not be earnings. But a number of them here. And then to the downside, TUP down 10%, X steel stock down 7%. I'm guessing that was earnings. Boeing here, BA down 6%. So these are things to kind of keep track of here during the day. And I won't put them on my earnings lists until the end of the day. A lot can change from the morning, and then sometimes, the market will look and say, hey, we overreacted to the earnings a little bit, and it'll change intraday. But I have my eye on these. But again, if you're day trading also, these are definitely ones you want to be keying in on as morning gappers. But for us as swing, we want to see how they close during the day, and then they might, on a rare occasion, if it's a low float with a lot of high short interest, I might get in on it early. But generally, I'm going to wait till the end of the day on the earnings, and then if it was a go-go kind of market, I might add it right away. But in this type of market, probably wait for pullbacks. But that's kind of what I do in the morning here, pre-market. And then let's take a look at futures. Essentially break even for SPY right now. Not a whole lot going on. Crude down almost 2%, but within the scheme of it, its price range not really meaning a whole lot here. So a pretty tame morning. So we'll see how this plays out today. Let's look at oil here. It did fill the gap yesterday, the day before, and held pretty good. I actually was very interested in adding oil and almost did midday when we were up in here. The close concerned me a little. I don't like this inverted hammer. Nothing really significant right now. But let's see how this plays out a little bit. I'm trying to be patient with this, and if it starts to ramp here, I'll get in, but maybe we get a decent entry. So if we get to close up in here today, and I know for some people it sounds counterintuitive to actually buy higher, but that can, or enter higher, but that can be actually a good signal and giving you a little more safety and confirmation. So let me hit a few stocks that I'm adding now, which, I haven't really been adding anything through this. It's basically been the indexes and oil, but and maybe FANG. But first, why don't I recap our positions? ERX, nice close. Google, again, we took half off at 750 the day before. It's pulled back in here to 730. Earnings are on Monday, February 1st. So we want to see if we can get back up over 750. If we do, I will hold through earnings since I've already taken partial profit, and I'll have a cushion on the rest. But it's got to get there. If it closes at 7:30, I'm probably not going to hold, because then that could affect my risk. But if I'm up at 7:50, I'm looking pretty good there. And then SPXL, another one I've taken partial profit in at 66, and we're at 66.29 now. And if we can get somewhere at 70, I'll start thinking about taking off the rest. I'd like to see if we can get to 74 or 76, but I'll have to see the market action at that point. Now, yesterday we added Cray, and that looks like it's forming a breakout range here. Netflix we're watching, and I was hoping for a little bounce here, and I could short at 102. Remember, it acted poorly to earnings and is now below its 200-day moving average. So if it can get here between 100 and 102, I'll think about establishing a short position. VRX is a new one here now, looking really good, breaking out over the 50-day moving average. This one is a little risky, and it's been on a big downtrend, but looks like maybe the trend is over and it's bottoming here. So that's VRX. FXLR Solar looking very strong here, relative strength to the market. Big move yesterday, holding this range in here. We've got a gap fill up here at 69 and a high at 72. So maybe if I could get in on a little pullback, I'll enter that one. Buffalo Wild Wings starting to come back into play. I'm not looking to enter it yet, but maybe if we can get up over its 50-day. CMG, got crushed because of all the stuff coming out with some safety issues with the food, and that causes fear and panic here, but still probably a good company, and looks like it might be starting to bottom here. So let's see if that can ramp up. There have been a few fake outs in here, like this one in here, but we'll see if this can play out here. Maybe we get a run to 500. Apple had earnings yesterday, and the market has been kind of apathetic towards it. I mean, it didn't show up on the pre-market up or down list this morning. So we'll see how that plays out intraday. But I'm going to watch Apple a little bit, because it is way off the highs, and whether I think it can ever get back to these highs, it could bounce in here, and even if it just gets, it's at about 100 now. If even 110 is a 10% move. So we'll see how that one plays out. And that's it for the new additions. We can quickly review some of the FANGs. We already know Netflix and Google. And here, I like that Amazon's above its 9 here, looking pretty strong off this bounce. And then Facebook, I believe, has earnings after hours today, so really nothing to do with Facebook today. So that's it for the trade report. I'll let you know if I have any trades, maybe an intraday report if there's anything significant. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow morning.